Wearable autumn fashion trends. How to style the burgundy trend. Now I think we're all keenly aware that burgundy is one of the biggest fashion trends for autumn 2024. But how can you style this trend in a really wearable fashion in your own everyday life? In today's video, I'll be sharing just that. We'll be talking not only how to style the burgundy fashion trend, but also where you can shop the look without blowing the budget. It's a jam-packed video full of outfit ideas, inspiration, and some beautiful jewellery from VINADER. So let's get started. Style tip 1. Now when it comes to the most wearable autumn fashion trends, burgundy has to be one of my absolute favourites. And judging from my social media feed at the moment, a fast favourite with all of you too. While burgundy may conjure up very luxurious, decadent and sophisticated vibes, there's no denying how incredibly timeless it is too. So unlike the glossy or say feather fashion trends that we saw on the runway, burgundy would be one that I would feel really safe investing in. I've just opted to add this timeless staple winter coat into my wardrobe, and as you can see, it's in a variation of the tone. You will see throughout this video there is also lots of artistic license afforded to all of us, thankfully, when it comes to what shade of burgundy you want to go for. But because I've kept this deep red version in a very classic traditional kind of coat shape, one that I would usually go for as it happens, it's going to stand the test of time. I can and plan to quite literally wear this one year after year. And the high street is absolutely full of timeless staples that you could equally choose. A classic crew neck jumper in that deep rich tone is obviously never going to date, or an elevated cardigan instead if you prefer. A mini dress is a nice alternative, and I found this one that's quite classic but with that little twist. A gorgeous leather skirt, if within budget, is always a timeless staple for your wardrobe. Or perhaps the most staple piece of all, why not keep it really timeless and very classic with a beautiful pair of tailored trousers. Style tip 2. Now I'll talk a fair bit about accessories today, as it's an area I do find particularly handy when styling colour trends. But one perfect example of adding a hint of burgundy rather than a splash would be with a great pair of boots. These have just arrived and I absolutely love them. Now as you can see, they're a very deep burgundy shade, certainly in contrast to the coat that I chose. But nonetheless, I would be styling these with tonal burgundy looks as much as I would with some of my everyday casual outfits when I just want a pop of the colour. That style too, with the pointed toe and a bit of a western shape going on, albeit very subtly, feels like you're ticking the colour trend box and a couple of other trends at the same time. Now these ones are actually from an independent brand called Flattered. I have bought from them a couple of times before actually, and the quality is always really beautiful, so I would very much recommend them. Now if you're not looking for some new ankle boots at the moment, but you like the concept of this idea, what about adding in ballet flats instead? You could go for loafers, or another favourite that I seem to wear an awful lot, what about a pair of slingback kitten heels? Ralph Lauren have the most amazing pair of pointed pumps. Cezanne, I think, are always a really good choice for knee-high boots, or just keep it really simple and even more subtle actually, with just a hint of the burgundy shade, as I found on this lovely pair of trainers. I really want to add these to basket actually, so do let me know in the comments if you like them too. Style tip 3. Now there are, as you will discover throughout this video, a surprising number of colour combinations that work beautifully when styled with burgundy. But one of my favourites has to be with gold. And while yes, you could absolutely do this with gold items of clothing, the easiest and in my humble opinion the most subtle way to do this would be with jewellery. Now VINADER very kindly offered for me to choose a few lovely pieces from their new collection, plus I have a 20% off discount code for you all too. So let me show you what I chose and how I would style it. Now all VINADER's jewellery is made from either 100% 18 karat recycled gold or recycled sterling silver. But I decided to go with gold, as I do seem to reach for that a lot more at the moment, and I do think those warm, luxurious tones work particularly nicely with all the autumn colours that we're seeing. So first up, I chose the Dea pendant necklace. Now this is actually a locket, so you could add a little photo inside if you wanted, and on top of that you can also have it engraved, which I thought would make a lovely prezi. I personally was looking for a long statement necklace that really made an impact, but still in keeping with my own personal personal style, so I did think this one fit the bill perfectly. Onto my earrings, and I think it's safe to say I am most definitely a hoop wearer, but these ones felt just a little bit different from my usual thinner style that I often wear. Plus I think they make a really stunning accent kind of feature within my outfits. In fact, I love them so much that I'd probably mostly style them with my hair up like that and out the way so that I can show them off as much as possible. I then decided to add one of my most worn rings, but this time with a tiger's eye gemstone. How beautiful does that shade of gold look, even with that hint of brown when sat against the burgundy? It's not flash or ostentatious, it just all feels very elegant and sophisticated, yet super on trend at the same time. To complete this perfect little collection of gold jewellery, I then chose their signature gold skinny bangle. That shape is just so very original and it's very standout, but yet at the same time it's subtle and still very elegant. And I think when combined with those other pieces of jewellery I'm wearing, it makes my outfit feel so much more cohesive and finished to a T. I've been wearing Monica VINADER jewellery for many years now actually, and the quality is always impeccable. Plus I love their commitment to sustainability, which is vast, and their nod to the fashion trends along the way is always very much appreciated. So I've added my 20% off discount code plus my link to their new collection in the description box below, so please do take a look at those at the end of this video. Style tip 4. Now, while burgundy is most definitely one of the most wearable fashion trends this autumn, you might not want to go head to toe in the colour all the time. And actually integrating another big trend like leopard, for instance, can make a super cool effect. I must admit I was a little bit nervous investing in leopard print until I spotted this jacket. You knew I had to add this one to basket, didn't you? I just totally lost my heart to it. But actually introducing this print with some of my burgundy pieces actually made the print even more wearable for me. The tones all work really nicely together, but adding those rich Pinot Noir shades amongst something so standout like leopard print really tones that print down for me. It then makes it feel far more sophisticated, which as a result is much more my cup of tea. And it can be as subtle or as standout as you want to go. You could style a burgundy coat over a leopard print dress, or perhaps you could add a belt and maybe some burgundy boots to this mini version instead. I would like to try this outfit idea with a leopard print skirt and a burgundy jumper, or perhaps take a few of the different fashion trends at once and style this ruffled, quite bohemian looking blouse with something else burgundy. Or just thinking about it actually, if you're going to go tonal with the burgundy fashion trend, what about adding just hints of leopard print in there? You could add a leopard print scarf, even a couple of hair bows, add a belt like the one I chose, or we're getting super tiny now, but I actually really like this mini card holder bag. Style tip 5. Now, when we think about how to style the burgundy fashion trend this autumn, it's important to not just get caught up thinking about the colours and forget about the textures. A tonal burgundy outfit, for example, could look absolutely stunning, but more times than not, if you've forgotten to add some texture into the mix, you're kind of missing a trick to get that added bit of depth within that outfit idea. Now, adding texture can be something as simple as, say, denim sat against satin, cotton sat against wool, or even come winter time when it's super cold outside, thinking about a softer knit like cashmere contrasted with another knit layer but something different in texture like, say, mohair. Adding texture within an outfit idea helps you to create layers, visually speaking. That then gives that outfit more interest, and then overall as a result it makes that outfit feel so much more put together. Across the high street, I also thought this textured cashmere could have an amazing effect within your outfits. You could add a beautiful bamboo and jersey scarf. I really like these lace inserts, which just naturally add a little bit of texture to this silky dress. And yes, I do register that this is totally excessive for a hair clip, but I really love and think Prada have got the texture element spot on with this one. Style tip 6. Now, when the colour trends come through each season, we are of course beholden to a designer's vision for how wearable that actually is in our own real lives. But thankfully, burgundy is not only very easy to style, but it also happens to go with lots of those classic colours that you've probably already got in your wardrobe. And as always, before buying anything new, I would always advise having a really good search through your wardrobe for some of the following. any shades of grey. Now, when I talk about any shades, I really do mean it. Anything from very light grey, even with a bit of a mottled effect in there, all the way through the spectrum to something quite charcoal grey. All of those tones work really beautifully with burgundy. Brown, of course, in all its beautiful hues will work equally well. And like we mentioned before with the grey, there's a whole spectrum of different brown tones that will work equally nicely with your burgundy pieces. Beige, rather than anything too stark white, seems to work better, as burgundy has got that very rich, warm tone about it. A surprising but refreshing combination actually is how lovely soft blue works with this particular colour trend. And again, for something a little bit different, and I do like a colour clash, I think burgundy with a pop of pink, particularly something a little bit dusty, really go beautifully together. It just seems to make each colour pop that little bit more and makes a really nice statement to your outfit. And gold, like we talked about before, is not only perfect for party season, but it will also, whether it be a hint or a splash of the colour, really sit nicely with this burgundy shade. It is kind of inevitable, but I do feel like I've said burgundy about 20,000 times in this video. Perhaps if you're watching this late at night, you could take a shot every time I say burgundy. No, don't. Actually, you'll be hopelessly drunk. Style tip 7. Now, a really simple yet very effective way to introduce the burgundy fashion trend into your outfit ideas this season would be to simply add the tone with a handbag, of which there are lots of different options about right now on the high street, which I shall show you in a moment. But for me personally, I had to add Cézanne's classic Claude. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? And like my coat I showed you at the beginning, this handbag is a timeless staple. It's a practical, fit everything you might need shoulder bag that's deceptively large actually. Plus you can wear it crossbody, and on top of that you're ticking the fashion trends at the same time, but in a shade that you know you could use forever. Not only do I think they've got the shade of burgundy spot on with this one, but I also like the fact that it's very, very slightly glossy. It just catches the light a little bit. So whether you're wearing an all black look or maybe just your everyday jeans and a jumper, it's definitely the handbag that's going to steal the limelight. As it should. Beautiful. Just going to sit there like a work of art that I can admire. Now, if you're not keen on my particular bag that I chose, but you are looking for something new, fear not, because the high street has gone full pelt into burgundy just about everything recently. I found this croissant shaped shoulder bag in a deep mahogany tone, a simple chain bag that retails under £20. I also found this coated tote bag, that one retails under £25. Bit of a larger option here that looks like it would fit my laptop for work. And Polène Paris do their classic numero un, but the nano version in a beautiful red wine tone. Or another new addition to my collection that I got last week actually would be this one that I chose from Songmont in that kind of chocolatey burgundy shade. Style tip 8. And if all else fails and you just want the most affordable option of all to just add a hint of that shade within your outfits, you should belt just about everything. So this is a slim belt that I bought recently for that very reason actually. And although I do love wearing those rich tonal looks, this is a style tip that I will personally be reaching for, perhaps with some of my more neutral outfit ideas that I often wear on a day-to-day basis. And of course, with belts over blazers and jackets and skirts and jumpers being super on trend this season, thanks in large part to Chanel, you're easily ticking 2 trends at once. So on the belt front, you could keep it slim and patent like mine, add an accent of gold on the buckle, blow the budget in textured style at Loewe, in contrast under £50 at COS, or you could add a subtle lizard effect with this one that I found under £30 from Marks & Spencer. However you decide to style the burgundy fashion trend this season is of course up to you. But I really do encourage you to try out some of these outfit ideas, or at least similar versions that you've seen in this video today, because I hazard a guess, a few might surprise you just how much you like them. Thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you for all of those lovely comments that you leave me. I might not be able to reply to all of them, but please know I do read them all and I appreciate every single one. Don't forget to take a look at that stunning new range from Monica VINADER. And if you do decide to spoil yourself, I've got that discount code and the link in the description box below. Happy styling, everyone, and do let me know actually how you get on with these colour combinations. See you next week.